What Qualities Does a Good Photograph Have? By Lou Jacobs Jr. and the music production is made by me, Joseph Bay. My first quote is, "Of course, a good picture is a relative description because it's subjective, as it is the judgment of all qualities mentioned in the list that follows. However, there is not enough agreement in the taste of variety of people to make certain standards general and valid, though the characteristics of a good picture are subject to flexible interpretation." So this quote, I really agree with this quote about what he said. What Jacob says, it being a good picture is relative, but it's also subjective. And it's true that the standards are made by people, a variety of people, so that there can be a fine line between good pictures and bad pictures, as in like the ones we like and the ones we don't. But even though Jacob says this, it made me wonder if there could be a standard made without having any bias in it. But then I was thinking to myself, a human can never have no bias in a picture or in any type of art, or in anything in general. So that would be impossible. My second quote is, "Galleries and museums often hang photographs that are different, but they're not necessarily worthy of distinction. Many offbeat photographs we see are likely not to have lasting visual value, while fine photographs like those of Ansel Adams or Cartier-Bresson will still be admired in future decades." Page 175. After I read this quote, I asked myself, what makes really a memorable photo? Because a photo to each individual person is different, because each person doesn't see the photo as every other person. So I asked myself again, if I showed a couple of pictures to some other people, how would each person perceive them? And I said, as I said before, each person wouldn't think the same thing. And if they might be similar, but they won't be the same. So I think in this quote, Jacob is missing the point in saying that, there are things not worthy of distinction, because significance is relative, as it says in the first quote. In the first quote, it talks about how a good picture is relative. Well, so is significance. It's also relevant to each different person. Thank you for listening to my presentation on What Qualities Does a Good Photograph Have? By Louis Jacob Jr.